Hey, so my name is Zach Miller, and for a living, I actually work in the internet. Now, I know that can be a huge range of things, but specifically what I do is I help other business owners kind of get on their soapbox on the internet where they have an amazing product, and I show them to millions of people around the world so they can grow and enhance other people's lives. So the first place that I actually learned about Jack was from a friend. It was just kind of, an acquaintance of an acquaintance, and you'd call it serendipity. Next thing I know, it was about 10 years ago that I met Jack McKay, and he kind of was, in the beginning of his journey at that time. Basically, we had an entire meltdown in a sense. Obama called it a recession. It was truly a depression, especially if you were in the real estate housing market. And I met Jack after he had basically had everything taken away from him. He was extremely successful, great at what he did. So he kind of went through and discovered that all debts are actually invalid, that all of the money system is basically fiat, which means it has no value. And from there, I kind of dove in and I got involved with Jack and everything that he's taught over the years. So being able to work with Jack has literally, in a sense, been a dream of mine, because Jack has so much information inside of his brain, and you can buy all of his products. I bought every one of them, and not all at once, but one by one by one. And all of a sudden, the next thing that I knew, it was just, there was this extra info. Every time I talked with him, every time I got a consultation with him, there was this little extra layer of information that he just discovered. And I wanted to be on the cutting edge of it, because every little thing, and I mean the smallest thing that he discovered, would either save me thousands or make me tens of thousands of dollars. So it was a no-brainer to just go and do everything I could to work with Jack and be by his side in his inner circle. So before I met Jack, just to kind of give you a little bit of a background, we were doing all right. Me and my wife had just recently been married. And again, we were still going through that recession/depression. And, work was hard. We'd lost a lot of our finances. Anyone that was involved in the real estate stock market, etc., they just absolutely got wiped out in their bank accounts. And we were kind of in that scenario, including our clients. So we were losing clients left and right. And before I even knew it, I was up in, about $30,000 in debt. And I was just like, how am I ever going to get out of this? It seems like it's an uphill battle. And then Jack actually introduced me to his savior system, which was a way to actually invalidate the debt by going through a legal process, the FDCPA, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, and citing specific statutes that, believe it or not, and you could even go through, search my name inside my court cases, every single credit card did not want to fight it because the things that I brought up. So whether I owed $10,000 or $20,000, they basically just said, listen, it's okay. Don't mention any of this stuff. Just sign a non-disclosure agreement and we'll just put it behind us. And the beautiful thing is that even after I did this, I was able to get the same credit cards from the same credit card companies the very next day. So they literally wiped me out from their entire system and my credit shot right back up. And that's kind of how I got involved with Jack. So if I can talk about the communication with Jack and the support that his team and himself has offered. Now, you get his team when you just buy one of his products, because Jack is truly a guru on a mountaintop. And in order to get him, you have to join the inner circle. But once I joined the inner circle, the access to him was unrestricted. It was absolutely flooring. I loved every moment. Anytime I had a question, he would answer it usually within 48 to 72 hours, which if you're ever have dealt with anyone that is as successful as Jack is, or is, as you would call, a guru, they certainly typically don't have that type of reply times. He's always been involved. And even his support staff, when you buy just one of his products, the support staff gets back very quickly. They answer all the questions. I mean, I've been thoroughly satisfied from step one to step, whatever it is today. He has always been there to support, help, and walk me through. So if you ever have any issues, that inner circle is literally just like your lifeline, your little preserver when you're floating out in the seas of unknown. You have to have that. And for me, it's made all the difference in the world. So when it comes to Jack going that extra mile, I mean, it's kind of hard because he is going the extra mile inside all of that inner circle, and even his staff, they go the extra mile. Sometimes they'll be citing different case laws or different articles just to show you, like, this is where this is all founded, and this isn't, something that we poofed out of thin air. These are the IRS, the federal government, everything has aligned and said, yes, this is correct. But with Jack going that extra mile as well, it's been those things where typically you would have to wait the entire year to go to your event, and have a 3-day with Jack. But when it comes down to it, he's been available by phone. He has a walkie-talkie app where you just press a button, send a message, and sometimes, 5-10 minutes later, Jack's sitting there talking and giving you your answer. So, there's been times where I've been in a courthouse filing the trust and trying to put my real estate properties inside of it so that way I don't have to pay real estate taxes. And, there was this little tricky question, so I just simply, call him up on the phone, with the walkie-talkie app. 30 seconds later, I got a reply, just mark this down. That was it. I was out of the courthouse. Typically, if you had like a lawyer and tried to do that, you'd be sitting there for a day or two just to get a reply back. With Jack, it's been absolutely amazing. Again, just how quickly he is on top of things. So in terms of what you would consider life-changing events, there's nothing that's going to be this amazing catalyst with Jack where it's just everyone's going to see you from the outside, like all of a sudden you're bright and shiny and you got a high gloss on you. You're going to look the same, surprisingly enough. Everything that Jack does for you, for your family, for your heirs, for all the generations to come of the wealth that you're going to be able to keep, it's something that's secret. You don't hear about about the Rothschilds. You don't hear about the Warrens. You don't hear about the Carnegies and the amounts of wealth that they have. Why? Because from the outside, you can see, yes, they own a large amount of assets, but from the inside, if you could really know the billions and even, yes, trillions of dollars that these people have inside of their trusts, it's absolutely amazing. So before, I probably looked the same, but going through the process, I will never be the same in mind, spirit, or body. So for anyone sitting there just going, why should I work with Jack? Well, if everything that I've already said isn't enough for you, then I'm just gonna repeat it one last time. And the idea is that even if you have all of his products, just like I did, there are these little things, and little can be so big when it comes to these secrets that these elites keep. And these little things can be tax rebates that can get you $10, $20, $30,000 back from the IRS. Tax rebates that can eliminate state taxes, real estate taxes, even the way that you purchase properties, the way that you move in life. It's just absolutely a mindset that you have to absorb in. And the best way to do that, of course, is to surround yourself with like-minded individuals who are already successful, already walking that path. So that way, it's just monkey see, monkey do, rather than having to think and second guess yourself at every moment. With that being said, I can't highly enough suggest Jack's Inner Circle. So again, just if he's asking you to join and it's available and it's open, because there's always a little limited amount of spots, people renew like me every single year. Do it. You gotta do it.